Faith, faith, faith. Now, faith is an interesting topic. It's a subject that every Christian needs to know. There's a lot of people in the world that have faith that aren't even Christians. That's amazing. Where do I start? How do you get faith? Faith is going to come through things, your past experiences, the things that God has already done for you. So most people have a lot of faith, but they don't really realize it. They've had answered prayers from God. They've asked God for things. God has done these things, and it's really easy to forget what God has already done for you. I mean, for example, the Israel when they were delivered out of Egypt, delivered out of slavery. There were 10 different things God did in Egypt in order for them to walk away. Those were called plagues. Now, there were locusts that came that never even touched the Israelites whatsoever. They ate up everything. There was a plague that just killed every single animal, but it didn't touch the Israelites at all. All the firstborns of the Egyptians were killed, but none of the firstborns of the Israelites were killed. All the water, except the Israelites, was turned to blood. And those are four things. No, there was locusts. That's number 5. Ate up all the crops except the Israelites' crops. And fire even came out of the sky with hail, but it didn't touch the Israelites. And even the Israelites got to the Red Sea, and they crossed the Red Sea. Israelites were untouched. And the Egyptians were swallowed up. Everything was gone. Now, you would think after all this, the Israelites would have faith in God, right? Now, none of us have hopefully had anything that drastic happen in our lives, but we can all remember things that God has done for us. See, the Israelites, they forgot what God did for them, because when they got to the other side, they wanted water, and they needed it. There's over 1 million of them there, family, all kinds of family, and they had animals and such, men, women, and children. They needed water, they needed food, they needed shelter. Now, remember, the Israelites had a cloud over them at all times that would keep them cool in the daytime. And at night, this cloud would turn into fire, which would give them light and warmth, because it's freezing in the desert at nighttime. But you see, they couldn't have faith when it came to water or food, even though the food would drop out of the sky and the water would come out of rocks for them. I mean, you need a lot of water to feed the thirst of 1 million people plus their animals, over 1 million people. And you need a lot of food, likewise. So try not to make this video too long. What I did is I just decided one day just to believe everything that the Bible says, because I read the Bible and I wanted my faith to increase. And instead of doubting, I just chose to just believe in God for everything. And and that's where it stood. I just woke up one day and said, I'm just going to believe in God for everything. And I pray for some things that are pretty impossible, family members or that are, out there, it doesn't look like they'll ever be saved. And that's just one example. But and there's other things that I prayed for, and these things really they've all eventually, a lot of things just eventually have come to pass because I had hope, and I would pray for these things, and